So in this video, we will be discussing the two types of gas turbines which are based on Brayton's cycle. They are open cycle gas turbine and closed cycle gas turbine. In an open cycle, what happens is the air is taken from the atmosphere, is compressed in the compressor, then is taken to the combustion chamber where the fuel is injected in the combustion chamber and the ignition is done with the help of an igniter. The fuel and air combinedly burn and then the temperature of the flue gases rises. So high pressure air from the compressor and high temperature gases which are produced from the compressed air only are sent to the gas turbine where they expand and give the work output as required, and then the exhaust is sent out to the atmosphere through the exit of the turbine. The air which is exhausted is not circulated in the cycle further. For the next cycle, fresh air is taken from the atmosphere only, and hence this cycle is an open one in which the loop is not completed, hence it is known as open. So we can also say that it's not a cycle, it's taking fresh air in every next run. So this is basically used in the jet engines because in the jet engines we do not want to have high weight or do not want to carry the load of air which will be flowing again and again in the same cycle. So for that we can take the air from the atmosphere and reject it there only. For in the closed cycle, what happens is the complete cycle takes place as per the Brayton cycle only, but we do not use the combustion chamber, as in case of use of the combustion chamber the air will get contaminated and is converted into the flue gas. However, if that will be floated again and again in the cycle, it will not burn again in the next cycle because it is already converted into flue gases, it is no more air. So what will be done here will be the fresh air will be compressed, then it will be sent to a heat exchanger which will have a hot medium flowing inside some pipes, and the air coming from the compressor will take heat from this hot medium without coming in contact with the medium and get heated, and then it will be sent to the turbine. So this is indirect type heat exchanger which is used for heating the air rather than the combustion chamber in the open cycle. From the turbine, the after the extraction of the work, as the output is obtained in the turbine, the exhaust is sent to another heat exchanger which is again an indirect type heat exchanger in which a cold medium is circulated which takes out the heat from the exhaust of the turbine and brings the air back to the initial condition 1, which is again sent to the compressor, and the same cycle is repeated again and again. So basically this type of gas turbine cycle follows the Brayton cycle completely. However, the open cycle is does not complete the loop even. But this cycle is not used in the jet engines, as in this the heat exchangers will need the heating mediums and this cooling medium, and the fluids used in these heat exchangers to be carried along with the jet engine only. So that will increase to the weight of the engine. And as we know that gas turbines are devised only because jet engines do not cannot afford higher weights. We need low weight to power ratio. So this is not used in the gas jet engine, sorry. So now we'll have a look on actual gas turbine cycle, because right now we have studied the gas turbine cycles, Brayton cycle, which are ideal ones. But as we know that everything which every fluid which flows through certain passages undergoes friction, and that friction basically takes some energy, which is negative energy, because that energy is lost during the motion. So in the turbines and compressors, when the air flows through the channels, through the blades, through the walls of the casings, then the friction between the walls, between the blades and the air, between the walls and the air, and between the internal layers of the air basically takes the energy and that energy is dissipated in the form of heat, and that heat is absorbed by the air only, and it gets heated to a certain temperature, more than it would have reached in the ideal conditions. So as we can see from the TS diagram, the ideal process in the compressor is from 1 to 2, but actually due to the heat obtained or produced due to the friction, the actual temperature will be T2 dash, which is higher than T2. So this T2 dash will be the actual condition, and the actual process will become 1 to 2 dash, which will be for which the work input will be higher than the process 1 to 2. So the compressor efficiency can be defined in terms of this actual and ideal case. So compressor efficiency will be H1 minus H2 upon H1 minus H2 dash, which are the ideal enthalpy difference upon the actual enthalpy difference. The enthalpy, as it is a function of temperature only for the ideal gas, and the medium in this is an ideal gas, which is air. So Cp T1 minus T2 can be written in place of H1 minus H2, and Cp T1 minus T2 dash can be written in place of H1 minus H2 dash, and hence we can get compressor efficiencies as T1 minus T2 upon T1 minus T2 dash. This efficiency formula is basically, we are obtaining it as ideal temperature difference upon actual temperature difference, which is the different from the general formulas in which we have the formula as actual upon ideal. But as we are supplying heat input here, so it will be naturally reciprocal of the same. So in the similar way, we can also define the friction in the turbine, because it will also happen due to the friction between the walls and air flowing in the turbine, between the friction acting between the blades of the turbine and the air, and the internal and the friction acting between the internal layers of air, all will be leading to the energy loss, and that energy loss will again be dissipated in the form of heat, which will increase the temperature of the air. So that increased temperature is shown by 4 dash, and the actual process will become 3 to 4 dash. The efficiency of turbine, as turbine is there for the for obtaining the work output, so less turbine work will be obtained in case of due to the presence of friction, and hence we will have the formula as T3 minus T4 dash upon T3 minus T4, which is given here. It is derived in the similar way as the formula for the compressor efficiency is devised, but it is reciprocal, because here we will obtain the work which will be less than the ideal work which should be obtained in case of the ideal process. Fine. So thank you so much for this. Now we'll discuss the improvements possible in this efficiency of the gas turbine cycle by using the different methods. We'll discuss in the next class. Thank you so much.